Misano played host the latest round of GT World Challenge Europe in 2025, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the two races, the different stories that came from it, and yeah, giving any other kind of observations that I had. Firstly, I like the format that they do in Misano. You get one night race and one afternoonish race. The fact is, you don't tend to get that much of a day-to-night cycle in GT World Challenge Europe. Typically, the endurance races are done during the day, with a couple of exceptions, like the 24 hours of Spa or the Paul Ricard race that opens out the season. Those ones tend to go into the night, and they have done a lot more historically. But typically, races like, say, Monza or the Nürburgring don't tend to go into the night. So having something that is a sprint race that goes into the night is particularly exceptional, and I really like that, especially because you could do that in a 1 hour format. And yeah, we could talk a little bit about the winners there. The 46 made a really good advantage out of that. Ended up winning by 1.6 seconds over the AF course of 51. But the day race, it didn't really generate that much of a difference in terms of people's performances. That was more down to individual circumstances, like the 46 picking up a penalty, or the 51 not having as good of a run out of qualifying, the Garage 59 entry having a very good run in qualifying. I really like that you can get that element of difference between these two races, whilst also not seeing a massive difference in terms of performance. And speaking of differences in performance, it proved the BOP is actually quite good, and it proved in addition to that that you can have a good BOP that makes it a lot more down to the drivers and down to circumstances. If you look at the top 5 for the first one, yes, you do have 2 BMWs, but you also have a Ferrari, a Mercedes and a McLaren. Just outside of that, to round out the top 7, you have an Audi and a Porsche. You have 6 different brands in the top 7. 7 different brands in the top 9. It's impressive. It really is. And 7 brands in the top 10 for that matter. I think the only ones not represented in that top 10 are, Aston Martin and Ford. It is really cool to see. It's a really nice sight to have, to see all of these different cars competing. And if I look at race 2 as well, it's McLaren from Mercedes, from Porsche, from Ferrari, from BMW. So the top 5 are all different manufacturers. Then you get a repeat with a Mercedes and a Ferrari, but then you round it out with an Audi, an Aston, and yeah, another Mercedes. So again, 7 manufacturers in the top 9 or the top 10. In this case, it was, Lamborghini and Ford that weren't represented. And it is also nice to see a bumper entry list. I remember when I was talking about Brands Hatch, I talked about the 30 entries, and I said it was a little bit on the light side compared to what I'd usually see or expect for GT World Challenge Europe. But here at Misano, we had, 43 entries in the end? And most of them classified in both races as well. I mean, race 2 only had 2 non-classifieds, and there was a very good reason for that. We'll get to that in a moment. But the first race, 37 of the 43 cars were classified. So it shows testament to reliability. And with that race 1 again, it was a lot of early incidents that caused the retirements, not necessarily mechanical stuff. And given how many of them stay on the lead lap in either of the races as well, I think that's also incredibly impressive. But let's wrap up by talking about the coverage of that incident, the Donczew incident, where he ended up being turned into the barrier. The Lamborghini caught fire into a big fireball. He jumps out the car, runs clear. The commentators say he might be a bit singed on his overalls. And that was even after being hit by, wasn't it the Lion Speed Porsche ended up hitting him? Yeah, it was a massive accident. But GT racing, we tend to see one of those every year. Wasn't it Schumacher had one a couple of years ago with a Porsche at Hockenheim, where it just burst into flames upon collision with the guardrail? But a testament to the strength of these cars and how these cars are designed, that the drivers can get out the car under their own steam and walk away with maybe some burns on their fireproofs, but usually not much else in terms of adverse health effects or injuries, or even worse. It is testament to how strong these cars are. It is testament to how they are built, and it's testament to the furthering of safety. But what I wanted to wrap up with for this point and for this video is how it was covered was actually quite professional as well. Because again, they wanted to make sure all were okay and the fire was pretty much out by the time they showed the replay. And I had the benefit of watching it back in the broadcast rather than following live, because, well, it was over an hour I think the race was stopped for. I mean, usually the broadcasts for GT World Challenge Europe, especially with these kinds of hour-long sprint races, tend to be about 2 hours long. This one is 4.5 hours. But they were very calm, collected, explaining it. They made sure everyone was okay before showing it, and they gave confirmation as soon as they could that everyone was okay, which is before they showed the incident. It's how you handle big accidents like that. You make sure everyone's safe, and then once you make sure that everyone's safe, nobody's injured, then you're like, okay, maybe we can show it. I think that's the best way of doing it, and motorsport more generally has taken to doing that now. And it's a good thing that they have as well. Anyways, folks, those are my thoughts, feelings, and observations. Let me know any of yours in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching and joining, and until next time, it's bye-bye for now.